What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christian Corey. You see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. A lot of stuff to talk about today per usual. So without further ado, let's get into it. First topic of the day is we got to go over what happened in Milwaukee. An injury has occurred to the visiting squad, the LA Dodgers, and it involves their tall, redhead right-hander, Dustin May. Here's an article that describes what happened. It says, for the second straight game in a row, the Dodgers ended up going with a bullpen game. Unfortunately, Saturday's was unplanned, necessitated by an early exit from starter Dustin May. With 2 outs in the second, one batter after he surrendered a solo home run to Brewers' Luis Urias, making it a 1-1 game, May visibly winced following the 2-2 fastball to Billy McKinney. May signaled to the dugout for the athletic trainer, and after a very brief conversation, the right-hander left the game with what the team later described as a right arm injury. May's fastball had been sitting around 97 to 98 miles an hour in the first inning, but was down a few ticks in the second, with his final pitch of the day registering at 94.3 miles an hour. Left-hander Garrett Clevenger took over for May, making his first appearance since taking a 105.7 mile an hour comebacker to his shoulder in the ninth inning against the Reds on Wednesday. Clevenger said prior to Saturday's game that he had a little bruising but was otherwise fine. So, when it comes to Dustin May, it's obvious this is not great news. An arm injury, this most vaguest description you could give when it comes to the Dodgers. It's almost as worse as saying that Corbin Burnes is out based off of an unspecified injury that happened to the Brewers a couple days ago. I mean, you know the guy has COVID. I already talked about that in last video. But this one is not as outlandish when it comes to the ridiculousness of the vagueness that the Dodgers are describing this injury as to what the Brewers did with Corbin Burnes. But maybe, you know, they really don't know yet. They haven't done all the testing. I mean, the article was published only 21 minutes ago. You have to imagine this injury took place no later than an hour before I started filming. So you have to take that into account. But again, not good news for Dustin May, one of the better starters in that Dodger rotation, a very talented, tall, right-handed, redhead kid. I love him. I think he would do great things for the Dodgers. I think he is legit. I mean, luckily the Dodgers have depth. Adding Trevor Bauer is, great for them, and this is kind of why they added a guy like Trevor Bauer, because you never know when you have a very young rotation overall besides Kershaw and Bauer, you could say. But having a very young and inexperienced starting rotation, and when stuff goes down like this, you got veterans like Bauer and Kershaw that can step it up and can, go extra innings if needed. I have confidence whoever they put in there in that rotation spot, other than Kenley Jansen, which wouldn't happen, but I'm just being sarcastic, that the guy will do great things in that rotation for the Dodgers and hold the fort down, so to speak, for the time being. When it comes to specific options that I can see that could be a realistic possibility for the Dodgers to implement if it is in fact needed, I mean, David Price is one of them. It says he's on the 10-day IL. I don't know how long he's been on that IL for. Has it been the whole 10 days yet? It might be close that he's coming off that IL. So they could put him in there. That'd be the obvious option, is to put Price in the rotation if you have a guy go down like May. That would be my number one pick. I mean, that's pretty obvious right there. I have confidence in David Price to start, a game or two or three or four or the rest of the season, because that's why you got him. But I get he's on the 10-day IL. But again, if it's not Price, who could it be? Blake Trinan? Maybe. Probably not. That's just me just throwing off a name that I see. I mean, maybe you could bring up a guy from the farm system. Again, I'm not that well-versed when it comes to my overall knowledge of what the Dodgers have down in the farm. But again, we'll see what happens here. They haven't really gone into specifics yet, just happened, but hopefully it will turn out favorable for the Dodgers, and Dustin May maybe missing one start. That's the best we can hope. All right, next. We got Amir Garrett and the Chicago Cubs got into a brawl, and it was honestly ridiculous. You got Amir Garrett and Anthony Rizzo. They got into a little altercation that tried to make him look all macho. You got Amir Garrett, who thinks he's freaking Randy Johnson on the mound there, trying to be so intimidating. The thing is, when you're supposed to be intimidating, you don't pound your chest like an ape. You're intimidating by not doing anything, by literally staring the guy down and not acting like an insane insomniac. Okay, here's an article from MLB.com that explains just how insane Amir Garrett perceives to be. When Amir Garrett is doing well, the Reds reliever likes to let his opponents know with a lot of emanated talk. The Cubs have known this for a while, and, well, they really hate this stuff. In the 8th inning of a 3-2 win, the Cubs at Great American Ballpark, Garrett and the Chicago dugout get into a verbal altercation that resulted in benches clearing and meeting in the middle of the diamond, trying to, quote-unquote, social distance. The lefty Garrett was brought in to face the left-handed hitter Anthony Rizzo with one out and struck him out on an amateur slider, surprisingly swinging. Garrett started yelling and pounding his chest like an ape, and Rizzo shot him a look as he returned to the dugout that obviously spoke to everybody, and everybody knew what he was talking about and thinking. That was exactly, is this guy on something? At that point, Javier Baez started yelling from the top of his lungs and jumped over the railing like a track runner in the Olympics. And he started verbally harassing the small-minded Amir Garrett. Both benches cleared, and they both congregated in the middle of the field, and nothing really happened. A lot of BS talk and verbal altercations were exchanged back and forth. Most of the stuff was in Spanish, so nobody at the ballpark could really understand. Here's what second baseman of the Chicago Cubs says, Javier Baez. He's got style. We all get that, but not good style. But I'm not just going to let him or anyone disrespect my teammates or my team, because this is BS. It's not a big situation, you know. It's the end of April. I'm not going to try to stay professional with this because Amir Garrett's not a professional, so why should I be? It doesn't matter who does it in the game. If it was someone else, we'll do it again. We'll fight them. We'll kick their butt, Baez said. As players spilled out into the dugout and the bullpens ran out from their respective areas in a very anticlimactic way, the Reds catcher Tyler Stevenson headed off Amir Garrett and his fake acting skills as he tried to, quote-unquote, get at Javier Baez. So this is all BS. This whole thing is crap. I mean, it's all acting. Amir Garrett, like, dude, you suck, okay? If you want to intimidate somebody, you don't pound your chest like an ape. You think Randy Johnson intimidated people by pounding his chest like an ape in April as he struck out a left-hander in Rizzo on a backdoor slider, or a front door slider rather? Seriously, no. That's not how you intimidate people. You don't pound your chest like an ape every time you strike a guy out. There was nobody on base, I think. Why'd you have to pound your chest? You look like an idiot. You look like a psychopath. Like, for God's sakes, Amir Garrett, grow up. Grow some kahunas. For God's sakes, dude. Get off of whatever you're on. You messed up in the head. You keep pounding your chest like an ape because you struck out Anthony Rizzo on a day game in April. Let me know when you do that in the postseason against the Braves. Oh, yeah, that's right. You lost. This is an April game against the Chicago frickin' Cubs. What are you doing? You look like an idiot. And the reason why I have my feet up on my desk, because I can. No matter what I do on here, I will not look as ridiculous as Amir Garrett just did. The Bad News Bears acted better than Amir Garrett did. They were kids. And they were actors. This is terrible sportsmanship. Yeah, let the kids play. Yeah, let the kids play. Not let the kids F off each other and pound their chest when they get a strikeout. I mean, what is he, 14? For Christ's sake, Amir Garrett, grow up, grow some kahunas, strike out the guy and go back to your dugout. Do your job, dude. You suck. Honestly. I don't mind pimping home runs, but this stuff, grow up and chill out. Take a chill pill. Smoke dope. Do something. Seriously, chill. You were down by a run, 3-2 Cubs in the 8th inning. For God's sakes, dude, chill out, smoke dope, and get on cloud 9 or something. And sit your butt down and shut up. Next thing, JD Martinez, if you didn't know, he has been sneaking up in the home run total for the 2021 Major League Baseball season. Martinez, who is playing for the first place Boston Red Sox of the AL East, who are currently 17-11 here on Saturday, 11:40 p.m. He has 25 RBIs and 9 home runs, leading the league, the AL, in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories, home runs and RBIs. I just remember a couple days ago, I was talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. in the National League, leading all of baseball with home runs with 7. And now I look up and JD Martinez came out of nowhere. The Red Sox have been good, but look at JD now, 9 home runs. Wow, that's amazing for JD. Hopefully he can keep it up in Boston. I'd love to see him have success. You know, I was worried there for a minute that, maybe, he had a hot streak there with Detroit and Boston for a couple of years, and maybe he's not legit. But again, I think he's legit. I was stupid in me to think of that. But I like that JD Martinez is at the top of the home run leader and RBI leaderboard with 9 home runs and 25 RBIs respectively here at the end of April. Just want to mention that as well. Are you guys surprised by that? Comment down below your thoughts, and comment down below your thoughts of the Brawl and the injury of Justin May as well that we talked about here in today's video. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. Like the video, share the video, tell your friends about these videos and my channel. I would appreciate it. And as always, guys, you know I will. Catch you later.